Welcome to our webinar and Facebook Live event. I'm here with Otis Landerholm. I'm Eric Farber, the founder of Pacific Workers' Comp, where we represent injured workers. A lot of our injured workers are from other countries, are immigrants to this country, as am I. Most people don't know that because of my California good looks, but I'm actually Canadian and just became a citizen about 4 years ago. Actually.
Wow, congrats.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
And lived on a green card for many years, and took my family 7 years to get us down here. And
Wow.
my grandmother was actually born in the States.
Wow.
Took 7 years to research that stuff. But I'm here with Otis, who has an immigration law firm in downtown Oakland. And tell us a little bit about what your firm does. We'll get into the interactions between workers' comp and immigration in a little bit, but tell us a little bit about yourself and what your firm does.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for welcoming me to your office today. It's been
Absolutely.
fantastic to meet you in person and to be here as well. And your staff is amazing and
Yes,
very
they
welcoming.
are.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll say that again. Our staff is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my name is Otis Landerholm, and I'm the founding attorney at Landerholm Immigration APC. We're a law firm in downtown Oakland. And really what my firm does is we fight for the rights of immigrants who are facing deportation. And so yeah, anyone who has a problem with their visa, or who's the government's trying to take away your green card, or if you have never had a visa or green card to begin with, then you're the ideal person to, feel free to give my office a call. I'd love to see if there's a strategy that we could do to help get the immigration situation in order.
Okay. Most people these days are simply thinking about Latin countries.
Yes.
Right? Central America, Mexico, South America. But that's not really the case, is it?
It's not.
I mean, we're talking about Europe,
Yes.
India, Pakistan, Middle East, Asia, Asian countries, etc. You actually speak Mandarin Chinese.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks for that. So yeah, I was a linguistics major undergrad, and I'm a dork for that, a nerd for that. But yeah, my best two languages are Spanish and Mandarin Chinese. I've studied a little bit of...
Your English seems okay, though. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay. So I have a couple of questions I want to ask that's sort of precursor. Obviously, you're in Oakland. Once we get through this, and we're not going to be that long, we usually don't do a long time on these because the questions are, we try to keep it short and sweet. But the first question I have is, obviously, we have a new administration.
Yes.
I mean, not that new anymore,
Yes.
actually. A year and a half into the Trump administration, my God, this, the collective anxiety of the country. But how has it changed? What has changed? Has it changed in what you do compared to the last administration?
Yeah, it's a great question, and the truth is, yes, it has changed, and it really has changed dramatically, drastically. It's sort of a very scary time to be an immigrant in the United States. Luckily, we're here in the state of California. California is really the best state in the country to be an immigrant for immigration law purposes.
Yeah.
The friendliest, and it has the most state protections, right?
Okay.
Including related to workers' compensation laws, including related to other areas of law, the ability to apply for a driver's license even if you don't have documents, and many, many others. There are just a lot better legal protections out there for immigrants here in the state of California. But even here, we have felt a dramatic difference between the Obama regime and the Trump administration. The truth is that there were lots of people deported under Obama,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And so that's true, that's accurate. But what we're seeing right now is so many more immigrants being detained, being denied entry from the beginning, being also deported. And it's just like the willingness of the government to hear us out, to look into the details of a case before deciding to deport someone has really diminished. Basically, once you're in their system, they're going to do everything that they can to deport you, which is why it's maybe more essential than ever to have quality legal representation if you're even remotely, in this situation, or if you're in immigration court, etc.
So I'm going to touch on the workers' comp side and even the personal injury side. Same thing, injury basics in California, because you just touched on it.
Yep.
If you are injured at work and an undocumented worker, that does not preclude you from being able to get benefits. You can still get medical care, you can still get temporary disability, etc. And people, I think, are always frightened of coming forward. But literally, if we're in a deposition and they ask, are you an undocumented worker, we just instruct our clients not to answer, right? It's not admissible in California courts. And because it's not admissible in California courts, it's irrelevant. So we instruct our clients not to answer that question.
That's great.
Right, same thing.
Well, so the truth is that, if you're an immigrant and if you're injured, right, what I want to say is there are so many people who are in that situation,
Yes.
who are so afraid to seek help, right, or to at least ask the question, could they maybe qualify for something? And the truth is that, yes, as bad as the Trump administration is, it has not taken away those benefits. So yes, if someone is injured, right, at work or driving their car or whatever, go get help. Talk to a lawyer who knows what they're doing and see what type of case you have and what your options are.
Absolutely, and part of that is just they don't want people dropped off on the side of the road,
Yes.
Or in front of a hospital where the hospital has to go. They've been working. They want the system to take care of them.
That's right.
Whether they are documented or not documented, it's smart for our society.
Yes.
Right. Otherwise, you just got people with legs falling off, while literally dying because they don't have access to medical care. That's a huge part of this, right? Do we have anybody that's jumped on or anything? We okay? We got anybody here?
On and off.
Yeah, a couple of people here and there. Okay.
If you have a question and if you're online, ask us your question.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you can always ask us afterwards too. If you post it in the comments for Facebook after this is done, or on YouTube where we post it, we will be happy to reach back out to you and answer the question. Always. So let's see here. I've got a couple of other questions, but we're going to post this again, for people to be able to find you. But where can people find you? How do people get in touch with you?
Yeah.
For your services.
So again, my firm's name is Landerholm Immigration, and so if you just Landerholm maybe is a little tricky to spell or whatever, but if you search for that, however you want to spell it on Google, it'll come up. Landerholmimmigration.com is our website. And so check us out. We're in downtown Oakland. We could post our phone number if that were helpful.
But you are also, you just told me you're about to open in Arizona.
That's true. So we are in the process of opening our first office in South Phoenix. And it's really dedicated to fighting for immigrants who are detained in the large detention facilities in Arizona. If you want to know kind of my long-term plans, I hate that people are being detained, right, behind bars,
away from their families,
from their families,
Yeah.
but not for criminal issues. Immigration is not a criminal issue; it's a civil issue. And so for me, it is completely it makes no sense legally for the government to actually put people behind bars, right, who have not actually committed any crime. All right, and that is what's happening,
Sure.
And it's happening in immigration detention facilities throughout the United States, and I want to fight about that.
Good.
All right.
So, a couple other things. When does somebody need to call your firm? If they're applying for visas, if they're applying for work status, but really it's when they're in trouble a little bit more. That's the immigration side you deal with a little bit more.
Yes.
But you do deal in the general regular immigration.
Let me say it this way: if you are in any way afraid, right, of immigration enforcement, whether that's because you don't have documents right now, or whether that's because you've ever crossed the border without permission, or whether that's because you've overstayed your visa, right? You potentially could be my client, all right? And I would love to meet with you, explore your situation. Everything in my office is 100% confidential. We are here to fight for you, right? Yeah.
On the other side, plenty of access to the nonprofits that help.
Of course.
You probably deal with most of them that help, and it's not a free service, right? I mean, a lot of people think that it can be, the law firms, but a lot of different ways to get help for people if they can't afford, almost like finding them scholarships, like, to get them to college type of thing, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and then obviously, Phoenix area, Arizona, you're about to start taking cases if you haven't started already?
Yes, yes. That actually launches next week.
Okay.
And so it's brand new for us, yes.
How about here?
Yeah.
What is your geographic area that you're taking cases?
Well, so the San Francisco Immigration Court handles cases as far south as Bakersfield and as far north as the Oregon border.
Okay.
And so we have clients in Fresno, we have clients in Stockton, we have clients all throughout the Bay Area, we have clients as far north as like Crescent City.
Okay.
So anywhere in between, if you're in immigration court proceedings, I'd love to talk to you.
All right. Let's give some legal advice.
Good.
You're an undocumented. You're undocumented. You're driving your car. You may have a driver's license, but that's it. You get pulled over, bad taillight. Top 3 things to do.
Good. So, good. First of all, no California Highway Patrol officer should be asking you for your immigration status. And if anybody asks you for your immigration status, just say confidently, sorry, I'd like to reserve my right to remain silent, all right? There is zero reason to answer that question, all right? If it's not California Highway Patrol, though, right, which often happens, sometimes it's ICE that comes and knocks on the door or that pulls you over on your way to work in the morning, right? If ICE, if Immigration Customs Enforcement officers actually pull you over, my best advice there still is to remain completely silent, not even answer what your last name is, not even answer what country you were born in. Like, if they don't have any probable cause to be arresting you in that instance, you should not. The more things that come out of your mouth, the more evidence you provide them that they will in fact use against you. All right? Doesn't happen too much in Oakland, thankfully, although it's happening more and more, and actually there was an announcement about more workplace raids happening in Alameda County, right? But the truth is that ICE does actually pull people to the side of the road, especially in the Central Valley, and we see that a lot, and if that's happened to you, stay silent and call my office.
It's very interesting, though, because people just assume that we're just talking about the Hispanic population.
Yes.
Before we got on air, you were talking about somebody from Australia, Canadians, Switzerland. It doesn't matter anymore,
That's
right?
True. That's true.
We are talking about people from all over the world. It
Yes.
doesn't just mean, it doesn't just mean people from Central and South America.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
We are talking about Russian. We're talking about
Yes.
Ukrainian. We're talking about African. It doesn't matter anymore. This applies to sort of everybody. We all know people who have moved to their first generation, and this stuff applies for people that have work visas, are citizens, permanent resident cards, etc. Right?
It's true.
This actually happened to me. I was detained twice at the Canadian border once, and at the Mexican border another time.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So, yes, me. Right, before I was a U.S. citizen. Right,
Well,
so,
I should have given you my card. And that
Right, right. Well, one was right after I graduated law school. So
good.
So anyway, thank you so much for being with us.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yep, and I know that there are clients of ours that have questions, and you actually do some webinars for some free legal stuff too.
Yes.
Once a month. We will post that. Everybody knows I talk to Yulia when we're on camera here, so Yulia will post that. You can say yes.
Yes, I definitely will.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thanks so much.